Welcome to Dynamics Corner. This is Kris.
And this is Brad. This episode was recorded on March 16th, 2023. Kris. Happy to be back with you for another episode of Quick Tips here in Dynamics Corner. In this episode, we were able to start discussing some of the features that will be released with Business Central 2023 Wave 1. I have my blue light glasses on today. I don't know why.
I see that.
Because I don't have any blue light, but I had them on, and I just left them on when I came.
Hey, just keep it on, man.
So
you just keep it on.
So
but lots of new stuff. Well, that's new.
Yes.
Have you ever had that on a podcast?
No, and I switched. I usually have the noise canceling big headphones, but I wanted to try in this episode, as we've had other conversations, to use the wireless.
So there you go, so they can see your ears.
Yes, I can't use the little ones that go in there because I'm afraid they'll fall in and get stuck. So at least with these, I can pull them out. But no, Kris, I'm looking forward. So that's
stuff new. That's new here. So
new
new here, and what's new?
It's new here, but I'm looking forward to hearing you talk to me about a couple of the new features in Business Central.
Exciting times, man.
Wave 1.
Exciting times. All right, let's get to it.
Let's get it. See ya. Bye.
All right, Brad. Welcome
Kris.
back to another podcast.
I know. It feels like I haven't talked to you in a long time. You've been hiding.
Dude, life sometimes throws stuff at you and you get busy with everything else. But no, we got to be focused back on this thing, man, because you know what? There's a lot of new stuff in Business Central.
Yes. 2023 public preview is available. The general release due in April. I am so excited about many of the features within this. And you did hit on a key point. It's important to sometimes take a step back and focus on life and your mental, physical well-being. It's all fun spending a lot of time with work and Business Central and all this, but taking a step away is helpful too. I know personally myself, sometimes I put things down, walk away for a little bit. I come back more energized and refreshed. And here we are today. So what do you have for me today? I am looking forward to this.
There are some cool stuff I'm going to show. We're going to do this kind of a two-part series. So if you're listening or watching us on YouTube, we're going to do a two-part series. Because here's why. There's so many cool stuff in this.
I think we need more than 2 parts. There's so
it could be more than 2 parts.
So we're gonna be a multi-part. How's that? How's that? A multi-part?
A multi-part. Yeah. No, that would be good. That would be good. And before I start on this one, I do want to talk about you know, like you mentioned, stepping back. So there are a few things that we're refocusing on future topics. So a little bit of snippet for our listeners. We'll be doing other topics around that. Like, I know we've been reading a lot about books, and so there's going to be cool things we're going to talk about that too. So
Kris,
we'll be sharing.
Kris.
Yes.
What if somebody listens to one of those before they listen to this?
They're going to have to come. Look, you got to go look through all our podcast episodes,
That's
man.
right.
Like,
you can listen to them in any order. They're timeless.
They are timeless.
And I just have to razz Kris. It's the sole purpose of my existence. No, I'm looking forward to seeing what you have. If you could take, what are you going to show for me, or what do you have to show me today?
Yeah, so I'm going to do just 2 things. And if we have a little bit of time, again, these are quick tips. What's new in Business Central.
I love quick
2023 tips. Wave 1. So it's a mouthful. So the first thing I'm going to show you, it's super, super simple. It seems like, this should have existed, or it may have existed, but it's still helpful nonetheless. So customers, or any areas you can make an attachment. I think you can even add this to other places too. So in attachments, let me actually, I just realized that I need to shift my recording here. Now you should be able to see it now. All right, perfect. So in Business Central, in an area where you need to attach a document. We've always had this here. So when you drill into this, attachments. So I'm in attachments, documents. I drill down into this numerical value of 0, and then I will attach a file. Typically, you'd have a separate window, and then you'd have to navigate to the file. Now you can actually have the option to just drag the file over. So it makes it a lot easier to quickly, when you already have the file in front of you, you just drag it over, rather than you having to navigate through your maybe an inception of folders. So it makes it easier.
So one of the features that are going to be new in 2023 Wave 1 of Business Central is the ability to drag files. Drag and drop files, not just drag and drop.
Drag and drop
Or you
files.
can browse. If that option doesn't work for you, you still can click and browse for the folder, as you had to do or have to do in versions prior to 2022 Wave 1. You know, before you say that, I do have a question.
Yes.
2023 Wave 1, not 2022. See, I myself got confused for a moment. It's 2023 Wave 1, but it's Business Central version 22. This was my question, and why I just said to you 2022. Because shouldn't it match? Like, shouldn't it be version 23 for 2023 Wave 1? Like, I mean, really, like last year you had version 21 for 2022, and
right? It's always a year behind, a number behind.
I don't understand. Like, why can't we just keep it easy and say, because I also have to ask myself, okay, it's version 18, version 18.3. What does that mean? Did it come out in 2019, 2020? Is it Wave 1? Is it Wave 2? Let's just keep it simple.
That is a good point. Yeah, because like version 21, version 22, but it's for 2023.
Yes.
Yeah, if they align that would be so much easier. Like, oh yeah, that's the year it came out, you know?
Yeah. And then for the secondary wave, they could come up with another thing. But so this is 2023 Wave 1, feature number 1, covered here by Mr. Kris. Drag and drop file attachments.
File attachment. Yeah, it's simple, right? But it saves you a few clicks here and there. That compounds and save you a lot of time in the future. So small little things like that, man. It's super helpful.
I like that DC logo.
Yeah, it's in there, right? So you can see.
I like that. So now it's in there.
DC logo. Yep, it's in there on my demo environment. You can download it and then boom, perfect. All right. So the other one, actually, this has been kind of the most popular recently. I mean, everyone's talking about this. Everyone's asking, you know, what does this mean for other users? What does this mean in the marketplace? And that is analyze page lists.
This
is amazing.
Right here is by far my favorite free feature of 2023 Wave 1. There are many features that I appreciate and like and am excited about, but this takes the top of the list by a landslide.
Yes. And I think you and I have had the discussion of like, okay, what is the next step now? And we'll talk about that after I show this. So if this is the best place I found this to be useful is typically around ledger entries, at least for my use case. I'm sure if you have any other tables that you want to analyze or page lists or pages that you want to analyze, this would be perfect. So with our example today, I'm going to look at the customer ledger entries. I've also played around with this on the GL entries as well. But with this demo and this view of the analyst page list, I'm going to navigate the customer ledger entries. And then from here, I can really go to, do whatever I want with this thing. So there is an analyze button here. And what I did notice, though, I don't know if you had the same problem, Brad, is I had to actually turn on this feature on my version 22 for some odd reason. But again, that could just be my environment. But
So if somebody needs to enable this feature, they went into feature management, or they
yes.
should go into feature management. So you could
Yep.
search for feature management.
Yep. Feature management.
And when you search for feature management,
Right here.
go down to the feature update analysis mode, quickly analyze data directly in Business Central, and enable that for all users, or you can try it out.
Yes. Yep.
You can
Or you
click
can
the
try
try
it
it
out.
out if you just want to try it out for your session. You can also enable it, and then it'd be accessible for everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Even feature management you can analyze. How about that?
I see that. I see that, but I don't know how practical that is. So let's go back. So
All right, let's go back.
You browse to the customer ledger entry page. On the
Yes.
customer ledger entry page, up in the action ribbon bar area, there's now a slider. What do you call that? A slider, a Boolean, a yes, no? To
toggle.
analyze. Yeah, maybe it's a
Boolean.
toggle.
No, it's a
What is-
Boolean. I don't know.
It is a Boolean, but you're not like clicking a Boolean. Like you're
Yeah,
clicking it
a
slides
toggle.
from left to right to be true or false or on or off or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it. So you just click the analyze button and it showed us
Yes.
the customer ledger entry screen, which is great.
Yeah. You know what's
And-
crazy to me? When I turn it on, you saw my old setups here.
Well,
My
it
old
keeps
tabs.
it keeps your tabs. They're persistent.
Yes. Yes.
You know, one of the things that I would like to see would be that you could set these analysis tabs up and have them for a role.
Yes.
You could have them for users. That way somebody could create them and people can look at them. So what this analyze did is, to me, it's almost like now an Excel pivot table or an Excel workbook, because you can have tabs that have your view, and then you can create a pivot, right?
Yeah.
And you can pick your columns in your list view here, and then you can specify the columns, you can specify
Yep.
the values, and you can even group the rows. So how do we use this, Kris?
Absolutely, man. So the way I had set mine up, and again, you can analyze however you want based on the information you have on the customer ledger entry. So in this case, as you noticed, the name of my tab is medium customer group. So I had set this filter under my analysis filters on my right hand side. So you see I can choose my column here, the column that I just need to see, because you may not need to see all of this. And once I have my columns set, you can uncheck the boxes here if you don't, if you want to remove some of these. So let me go in and just do that. Remove a few more. Just minimize my column. So you see my column. Now it's shorter. And then I will set my filters. You can set your filters here, whatever works for you. In this case, I would have set this up in the customer group. So if I navigate to customer group and set just to medium or maybe large if I have any. So I have large customers, and I also have, I think I have small customers as well. In this case, just one customer. But you can set all your filters here, right? And then you can rename it and save it so that you can come back and set that up for you. Set it up. You can have it multiple filters. But this is amazing, man. You can do pivot.
So now we go into the pivot, and with the pivot, you can also specify the columns that you would like to have displayed, but in addition to that, how you would like them summarized.
Yes. Yeah, your summary right here as well. So I can remove some of these things here. Maybe just leave it remaining.
Okay, so that gives you a total sum what you have here on your screen, because you did not put a row group on there, but drag your customer number down to a row group for me. Or better yet, drag your customer number down there. I'm going to have you do some live stuff.
Yeah.
So the customer number, click on that. There you go. See, now you have your customer number which gives
Yeah.
you the breakdown. You can see a grouping by each customer with the number of entries. For those that are watching, those that are listening, you can pretend you can see it. But on the left-hand side, we have the analyze toggle enabled. On the right-hand side at the top, we have that columns that we had placed a check in that are visible. The row groups is how we're grouping our customers. And then the values will indicate, in this case, what we're summarizing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. You get your customer number, your customer name, and it's super helpful. Quickly able to see, your data and analyze your data, pivot it, and then you're good.
And the nice thing is you can save these tabs, so you can have multiple tabs or analysis tabs.
Yes.
You can duplicate and edit those. So if you want to start with one and go to another. So if Kris clicked the down arrow on his tab, he went to medium CG. Let's go to that medium CG. I'm going to guide you here. So rename that to the copy one. Go to the copy.
Oh, let's go copy. Okay. Let's go to copy.
I'm not going to rename the one that's not copy, Kris. Come on. So just call that customer group.
Okay. Yeah. Can hit customer group. Yeah. Remove
so we
the
have
filter.
a copy of our existing one. So now on our keep our filter to give us all of them. Now let's go back to my columns. So now we enabled all customer groups. Remove the row groups from customer number and customer name. Right. So our first one was the customer. We were able to see a summary by those. So now put the customer group down in our grouping. See?
There you go.
There we go. So now our customer group analysis, we now have another tab that shows our customer group and the values for the sums of the original amount, the amount, $, which is LCY.
And you can even add your customer number back on there too, so you can see your customers underneath that, or even the name. So maybe it's easier to read.
I think so. I like that.
Look at that, man.
So now you can easily see on screen without the need to use an additional reporting tool and analysis, which you can also copy and paste to Excel. So if you do copy, as Kris just did, you can copy, select all your rows, get all your rows. You can copy them all with group headers, copy them with the headers, and then also you can export them. So Kris, go back on the screen. If you go to export, you can export it as a CSV or to Excel.
It is amazing, man. Like this
right here will change Business Central, in my opinion. I mean, it's already been a great product. It's an amazing product. But, this is the first iteration of this. Imagine charting, if they add to it. I'm certain they will. If they're not, then I'd be surprised or disappointed. And then also the ability to set these up, like we just did dynamically, and assign them to a role. That way, anybody who has that role has it. So, similar to how an administrator can set up somebody's role to have certain things available to them, they could have this available and view. And this is
one of the things too is the fact that it's going to make Business Central a much more powerful financial system. Not just financial, but as a full. I mean, it is an ERP, but it just makes it a lot easier and user-friendly because you have this tool right out the box. Additionally, one of the things that you and I had discussed about this is what would be really cool is if they have the ability to, because you have pivot already, and there's already charts. If they actually connect those together, we can have a chart down below right here.
That's correct. That would be amazing. This right here, though, if you think of previous years where you're saying gets the power, because now a business in the world today are very dynamic. And prior to this, you were able to copy, paste to Excel, do a number of things and do the pivots there. But if you can do this type of review within the application and be as dynamic as possible without needing to use another application, It just takes you right there. I mean, you can use Power BI, some of the other more powerful reporting tools if you have other needs, for cross-system reporting or, more in-depth dashboard type reporting things. You can use that. But for basic analysis, this right here is amazing. Again,
It is amazing.
personally, my favorite feature added to Business Central 2023 Wave 1, i.e. version 22.
Well, the release can't come soon enough, man, just to see what people will do with this and how much is going to help businesses, be able to quickly analyze their data right out of the box,
So this is great. So this is, we're looking at the public preview right now. This should be due out or scheduled to be out in April.
Yes.
So have at it.
Have at it. So with that, Brad, I know that's the first part of our multi-series for what's new in Business Central. And we're also going to be covering some Power Platform as well, because there are typically have some releases with Power Platform too. So that's going to be discussed in our multi-series of what's new in Business Central.
So keep listening. All right, Kris.
Yes.
Time to get back to it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.